Hey everyone, so today I just wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the notes that I found from my old class work. I managed to find one that's very relevant. It's basically on the chemicals in our brain. It was from my toxicology class. So I was like way crazy about keeping my notes, so I would literally write them like on a piece of scrap paper at the end of the day, and then at the end of the day I'd come home and I'd type them out like this so that I'd have them, and I'd put them in a binder, and then I'd have it like neatly so I could read it. So some of the interesting little side facts that I had for that day were neuropsychophysiopharmacology. I know it's a mouthful. It's the study of how drugs affect our behavior on the brain. Your brain will shrink from excessive drinking. Demerol, Oxycontin, and Perks will give you the shakes from overconsumption. Did you know that if your brain didn't already have dopamine, then cocaine would not get you high? Dopamine is one of the 5 main neurotransmitters in your brain, which is next point here I'm about to explain. So there are 5 main chemicals in your brain, or neurotransmitters. The first is called serotonin, which is involved with mood, appetite control, emotional balance, and impulse control. The second is called dopamine, which is involved with your sex drive, mood, alertness, and movement. Then there is norepinephrine, which is involved in alertness, arousal, and mood also. Acetylcholine, which is involved in memory and learning. And number 5, short form is GABA, involved in relaxation and sedation. So I'm just going to kind of give you a little breakdown of each one. So acetylcholine is mostly involved in learning and memory. Nutrients that influence brain acetylcholine levels include choline, DMAE, lecithin, and CDP-choline. In Alzheimer's disease, there is a shortage of acetylcholine, and one of the ways doctors have tried to increase the levels of this neurotransmitter is by prescribing drugs such as sorry if I'm like slaughtering this, tacrine, that inhibit an enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine. Then we also have a little bit more on dopamine. So dopamine, a number of psychiatric disorders, particularly schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and mood disorders, are attributed to imbalances in dopamine levels. Elevation of dopamine levels often lead to an improvement in mood, alertness, and sex drive. Several nutrients are thought to elevate dopamine levels, including the amino acid tyrosine and certain B vitamins, such as NADH, which is the activated form of vitamin B3, or niacin. Then there's norepinephrine. So the amino acids phenylalanine and tyrosine are converted into dopamine, which in turn is converted into norepinephrine. So norepinephrine is actually just like a more complex version of dopamine. And it increases in brain levels of norepinephrine lead to arousal and mood elevation, but excessive amounts can lead to irritability, anxiety, and insomnia. Serotonin. Serotonin helps regulate a wide range of psychological and biological functions, including mood, anxiety, arousal, and aggression. The prescription drug Prozac, a common antidepressant, elevates serotonin levels. There is an over-the-counter nutrient called 5-hydroxytryptophan, or 5-HTP, that is the immediate precursor to serotonin, which can also elevate brain serotonin levels. The starting point in making serotonin is tryptophan, one of the amino acids we ingest through food, particularly meat, fish, and other proteins. If enough tryptophan is not supplied to the brain, serotonin levels drop. Tryptophan is converted into 5-HTP, which is then converted into serotonin. After serotonin is made, the pineal gland is able to convert it at night into the sleep hormone melatonin. GABA. So this is short for gamma aminobutyric acid. It is the most important and widespread inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain. Excitation in the brain must be balanced with inhibition. Too much excitation can lead to restlessness, irritability, insomnia, and even seizures. GABA is able to induce relaxation and sleep. Barbiturates and benzodiazepines and prescriptions known to stimulate GABA receptors and bring on those relaxation. The more you think, the more dopamine your brain produces, and the more likely you are to dream at night. So basically, the more that you exercise your brain, the more likely you are to dream. And I also wrote something that day. I guess our assignment was what our definition of literacy is. And I'm pretty sure if you look it up in the dictionary, it'll be something like the ability to read, write, and communicate verbally or written, something like that. But we were asked to give what our definition was, so I'll read that to you as well. So, my definition of what it means to be literate probably differs from a lot of others. I believe to be literate it takes 3 key things. The first is to be able to function in society. By this I mean that you aren't a criminal, you make an honest living like anyone else, and you give back to the community from time to time, maybe in a charity or volunteering your time. Second, you must be aware of current events going on all over the world. If you are not aware, you are just sitting back, ignoring the news and newspapers, being ignorant to the world around you. That's not literate to me. So that brings me to my third key thing, which is being socially healthy. If you are just sitting idly by, not speaking your own mind, just sitting back and letting your life go down an unknown path, then you are not literate. In my opinion, these 3 things can make you a literate person. Just because someone cannot read or write does not mean that they are not literate. So, I just thought there were some interesting notes. So, if you want to do some more research into your brain chemicals, again, the 5 main neurotransmitters are serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, and GABA. And they are all highly connected with mood disorders and mental illnesses, and it's a complicated field of study, but if you start off like in something simple like psychology and then kind of work your way into neuropsychophysiopharmacology and things like that, then you will be able to understand and find it completely fascinating. Like, the brain is it's fascinating to me. It's amazing. So I'm always trying to learn more and expand my knowledge on it, read more books on it, and keep an open mind about the things I'm reading, because obviously there isn't a lot known for sure. Brain is a very complicated and amazing thing. So until next time, stay strong, and remember, you're never alone.